Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone podcast. My name is Kathy. We have some breaking news in that the Idaho versus Koberger docket has just been updated, and amongst several new filings on that docket is the electronically filed April 21st, 2025 State's Notice of Compliance and motion to seal State's witness and exhibit lists. This motion says, comes now, the state of Idaho by and through the Latah County prosecuting attorney, and hereby provides notice that the state has hand-delivered proposed exhibit lists, copies of exhibits, and proposed guilt phase witness list to defense counsel pursuant to the court's October 8th unredacted, sealed order governing further criminal proceedings and notice of trial setting. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's see what's happened here. The state of Idaho has filed a notice/motion advising the court and counsel that pursuant to the unredacted, sealed order governing further criminal proceedings and notice of trial setting, we as the public have only seen the redacted sealed order governing further criminal proceedings and notice of trial setting that was signed by Judge Hippler on October 8th, 2024, but it was filed on October 9th. It has a number of matters related to pretrial and trial that must occur at certain points, some under seal, some not. And you can find it by going to the docket and looking on October 9th, 2024 for the redacted sealed order governing further criminal proceedings and notice of trial setting. So the state is citing to the unredacted version of that document that you see published October 9th and is telling the court and counsel that the state has personally hand-delivered, number one, proposed exhibit list. This is a list of state's exhibits. It's proposed. It needs to be approved of. But this is a listing containing the exhibits that the state wants to introduce at the trial of this matter this summer. And then the copies of the exhibits themselves. So it's not just, for example, the list that might say photograph of suspect vehicle 1 at 4:20 a.m. The actual photograph, the exhibit itself, is what's been delivered to the defense, as well as the proposed guilt phase. That's a case in chief that begins August 11th, 2025. That is when that portion of the trial is to start, and the proposed guilt-phased witness list, one wonders if the name of the Koberger family is on that list, because recall, the state has provided notice that it intends to call members of the Koberger family as state's witnesses at the case in chief. Now, if you want to read this, unfortunately, the next paragraph says the state moves the court pursuant to ICAR, Idaho Court Administrative Rule 32G1, and I-6 and Idaho Code 74-124A, that's a statute, and B, for an order sealing the state's witness and exhibit lists. Pursuant to the court's October 8th, 2024 order, the guilt phase witness list was to be filed under seal. The state's motions that the exhibit list be filed under seal following the same reasoning. This is signed 21st of April, 2025, Ashley Jennings, Senior Deputy Prosecuting Attorney. This will now conclude this episode of the Indie Zone podcast. Thanks for joining us today.